So, when we finished our canon playthrough, we got a little bit curious about what might happen if we were to choose the demon path as opposed to walking with the angels, just to see if there might be differences, if there might be some sort of story impact. Turned out not so much.
Yeah.
There were some subtle differences here and there, but nothing all of that significant in terms of gameplay. But if you're interested, we did still record a whole bunch of us talking, and we want to present this to you to enjoy. If you want to just listen to Darby and me chat with each other, have a little bit of fun revisiting the game.
Yeah, it's almost like a podcast because like we played it just basically a few days ago on the blind playthrough, and now we're playing it, and it's going to be a lot of us just like running through the game, kind of speed running what we've already done, and just talking about video games and game design and like we end up talking about different games that have nothing to do with this, and it's just a fun, relaxed time through a game that you've seen before, really.
Yeah, so this is the disclaimer. If you don't want to listen to us just kind of have fun and hang out and chat for the next hour or so, you can go back to the canon playthrough and enjoy that. Nothing new really presents here. But if you want to see what minor differences do happen and just listen to us chat, this here's for you.
Yeah, so enjoy if you so choose.
Enjoy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Bendy and the Eat Machine. You guys had to assume that we might be doing this when you saw the angel versus demon path. First, we walked with angels, but now I think it's time to try to strike a deal with a demon. So let's turn down the left path and see where it takes us.
Let's see where this goes. I was admittedly pretty curious when we were playing through it before.
Yeah, I have no idea.
And now we've been sealed off from walking with angels.
Oh no, it's so gooey. It's so dark in here, this is scary.
Well, I mean, we'll eventually get used to anything spooky.
Yeah, I'm wondering...
that happened before.
Let's see what they gotta say.
There's nothing wrong with dreaming. Wishing for the impossible is just human nature.
Away from the mic, Joey.
That's how I got started. Just a pencil and a dream. We all want everything, without even having to lift a finger. They say, you just have to believe. Belief can make you succeed. Belief can make you rich. Belief can make you powerful. Why, with enough belief, you can even cheat death itself.
That's not how that works.
It's like determination.
It's a beautiful,
in a bad way.
positively silly thought.
So this was someone who put the tape recorder inside his mouth.
This is not how you record yourself.
Believe. Everyone wants to believe.
Belief can save you from everything.
Like that's how Kenny talks in South Park.
Yeah. Also, that was a pretty ink splattered Bendy that we just saw.
Yeah, it was. This guy. Oh, which?
Well, no, on the wall over here.
I see. Ooh,
so
it's a little torn up.
Looks a little. Yeah, I was gonna say looks a little worn.
Worse for wear.
A sign of things to come. So I see that we still have the safe havens in this path.
Yeah, it's cool. They gave us I'm hoping they gave us two full paths. Like originally I was assuming like the demon path would be like insta death. Like this is what you get for going down the Bendy route or something. But it looked.
Well, I'm glad that it's viable. Oh Jesus!
There's Boris doing that scare again.
Boris, oh you scared me to death.
Fuck you,
Boris.
Boris.
You've done anything we can use to protect ourselves with.
Anything.
This will do.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, is that all it is?
That was not necessary.
Oh, like, did it just lead us down to the same area? Is that all the demon path is?
Well,
Looks
but
like
I imagine the context is going to be
two levers
different.
at once.
Yeah, we'll see.
You get this one. I'll find the other.
So, okay. We're in the same area. I imagine that, trying to program for two completely different paths. Jesus! That's right, that thing happened. And we may want to turn the game audio down.
A little loud.
Well, because it started drowning you
Oh
out.
no. Okay.
Which,
I'll adjust then. Hold on.
technical difficulties.
There we go.
I mean, at the very least, I'm sure you're coming through beautifully on your end. Hard work, happy.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we're definitely on the same path. No, these doors are still going to be the same, Darby.
Well, I don't know. All right, Burris.
Members.
Barris.
Thank you.
You're so interesting. So different.
Really?
I have to say, I'm an instant fan. Looks like you've got a date with an angel. Come to me.
I'm really hoping that there's going to be some differences here.
Like,
Just follow the script.
maybe not from the looks of it.
I mean, I imagine there could be some differences. At the very least, the context is going to be probably different.
Well, at the very least, you'll get to watch us play through this way faster, because now we know what to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, now we're not going to be going on these little wandering escapades.
So welcome to the
All the way through
speedrun
this
version
area.
of Chapter 3.
Speedrun demonic.
There's a whole twisted world.
Blah, 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 we've heard you
These
before.
blasted elevators. Sometimes they
Okay, just telling us that we need to
Yeah.
use the stairs sometime.
Alrighty, Alice. Alice. Well, okay.
I don't think we can access it yet.
Boris, you go there. There we go.
Yes, because what she wants is the boys. Well, she's not. He's not running for her.
No, poor Boris. Don't look.
Yeah, that's a really disturbing thing.
Poor sad dog.
It took so many of them to make me so beautiful.
You're nuts.
Anything less
You're nuts,
than
lady.
perfect was left behind.
I mean, she's also made of ink.
Yeah.
She hate me.
She, huh? Oh yeah, once we're back in, we're back to this.
Now we come to the question. Do I kill you? Do I tear you apart to my heart's delight? The choices of the beautiful are unbearable. How's a girl to choose? Take this little freak, for instance. He crawled in here, trailing his tainted ink to my door. It could have touched me. It could have pulled me back. Do you know what it's like? Living in the dark puddles?
I can't say that I do, but I imagine it's not a fun experience.
Well, voices. Bits of your mind swimming like fish in a bowl.
The hive mind of
Inky womb.
ugh, consciousnesses.
And honest, yeah, because that's the thing. It kind of seems like that's the thing is that this kind of goes back to like what we were talking about in the last run.
Touch me again.
Yeah.
So
But
close.
there's something that definitely happened here to create this sort of hive mind within the ink itself. But then there's also these individual personalities that also emerged as a result of it.
Yeah.
And that there seems to be even a combination of,
Descend and leave this place.
like, the real person once upon a time with the fictional characters.
Yeah. And whatever this, just like this amalgamating of beings, it must be some kind of torture. It's just created all these evil things.
Well, and like, I mean, this is what happens when you start involving the occult whenever you're actually trying to make something creative. You really just shouldn't do that.
Probably not. Yeah.
Like we saw those satanic summoning circles, and we saw that there was like this literal determination to, make anything you believe happen.
Yeah. So like, if there's a lesson here, it's if at first you don't succeed in your creative endeavors, don't summon the
Summon
devil.
Satan.
Yeah. Don't try something else. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're not good at drawing, try music or just something that
You
doesn't
know.
involve summoning the devil.
The swollen ones. They're just stuffed full of extra thick ink. It makes me sick. And yet, it's the perfect thing for keeping myself
So,
together.
it does seem like this is playing out very similarly, but I wonder.
Come back to my door. I have something that you'll need.
I think there's a good chance that it's going to play out largely exactly the same way, but the choice is going to have an impact on the end.
Yeah, maybe so. I'm hoping that's what it is. Like, why even have that door in the beginning if there's gonna be nothing else?
But there is one rule we all know and respect down here. Beware the ink demon.
Mm-hmm.
Stay out in the open for too long and he will find you.
There we go.
If you see him, you'd better
First of
hide.
many.
If you don't,
Yep.
I enjoyed our date.
No, you didn't.
Now, let us begin our work.
Alright, where does she say to go? The swollen searchers on 11. Okay. Those
Yeah.
guys. Swollen searchers.
Now we're actually checking where we're supposed to be.
Yep.
Mm.
That's the batteries. That's the battery room. Searchers
Yeah.
are above that. Nope, not that way.
But this is the joy of any game where they start to introduce the illusion of choice. I understand that there's also going to be limitations, again, in terms of how much you can program and actually include.
Yeah.
Creating two entirely separate paths and two entirely separate, like, maps.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not even faced by these anymore.
Nope. It's like, alright. You annoying son
I think there's another one, possibly.
of a puddly man.
Ah.
Puddly. Oh. Went somewhere. Those ones teleport.
And there was one down the hall, it looked like.
Yeah. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? It's Fisherman Head.
There it is.
Aye.
And there's that guy there.
Quit disappearing on me.
Ugh.
Fishy head.
Oh. Oh, careful.
Oh, no.
Yeah, be careful. You're gonna say you've been getting your screen darkened a little bit here.
There you go. Oh, yeah. Right behind me. There we go. You're dead.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
Where are you, Puddle Muck Man?
That guy.
Ah. There he is.
No.
Quit running away. Don't be scared. I just want to kill you with a syringe. Did he teleport back here? Ah, why do they keep doing this?
You have to sneak up on them.
Yeah. Alright, there's one. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe just be sneaky. I didn't realize that was a thing with these guys. Okay, cool. So he saw me coming that direction, so I will sneak up behind him.
Stab him in the back, because that's what we do.
Yep.
Hey, buddy.
Now I feel like a bad guy.
I know, right? It's kind of one of the weird things about what you were compulsed to do. Oh, and yeah, this was... I think these were all actually just events
Yeah.
that you trigger.
Hey, Bendy.
So it's not a timed thing.
Alright, cool.
Jesus Christ, though. And that guy is just right out there.
Yep.
Fuck you. Even so.
Bye bye, Bendy.
No! Fuck you!
Shit.
Oh,
I thought he was
Jesus.
gone.
I did
Too
too!
long, Bendy. Quit stalking the hallways. Doop 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 doop. Yay, speed runs.
That was actually startling.
Yeah.
No, go away.
Speaking of speed runs,
Stop that. Yeah.
the speedrun champion of Super Mario Brothers just set a new record again. A dude named Darbian. That's what he goes by.
Oh.
Coincidence.
Would you stop spawning, you
Alright.
freaking ink monster thing? Die.
There we go. That's
Okay.
yeah, he just broke his own record again by like 1 frame.
Still.
Yeah.
Oh, there's that guy.
I mean, it took him 27,000 plus tries to get that 1 frame difference. He did it though. They're getting close to the theoretical limits at this point. It's so like frame perfect play at this point. Unless they can find more glitches that'll get them another, frame or two, which the speedrunning community in the past 10 years has done so much for Super Mario Brothers. Goodness. I think like the theoretical limit is like 4 minutes and 55 seconds and point something something, and Darbian reached like 4 minutes and 56 point something seconds. So
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Super. All right, let's get down there.
Even just by the individual frames, though.
It's some of the like glitches they use are really interesting. Like, there's this. I was looking into this yesterday because I didn't know much about how people were speedrunning it.
It's basically because the input that you put into the game actually acts as its own coding.
Like.
Because it triggers specific responses.
Exactly. Like there's a bullet bill glitch that you can use, but it has to be. It can only be activated on perfect timing if you have completed like previous levels at a certain frame roll rate or something. So you got to get that perfect to get that bullet bill to fire exactly when you want it, to step on it to create a glitch, to go into like a flagpole. It's so crazy.
And it's so specific. And you have to do specific things at specific times at like specific like timestamps and like in specific positions on the screen, but it still effectively works like coding. And by doing that, you end up effectively recoding the game as you go.
Did you see the one where like it was Super Mario World and a dude with specific inputs on one of the levels, he warped himself into like a playable version of like Flappy Bird using like Mario. Like he coded Flappy Bird just by inputs, and it's crazy.
That I have not seen.
Yeah, you should check it out.
I mean, the game's been out for a long time. Thing's spawning, by the way, I think. Yeah. I think it's been out for a long time, so people have been getting bored, and they need to find new ways to make the game innovative again.
Gather me some spare parts.
Okay, so these are pretty much identical.
Yeah.
I suspect we're going to get a difference in the ending.
Yeah, I hope so.
It's still it's still worth recording to see if there is any other little differences here and there. But I suspect that there's a good chance that this may also be a straight skip to the
What's the
ending.
title going to be? Like, Demon Path. Don't expect much.
Listen to us talk about Mario instead.
Yeah, if you're a speedrunner, you have my respect, because that is a commitment. Like getting frame perfect moves. Jeez, I don't have the patience.
I don't either. This is another reason why I haven't played Genocide Path in Undertale.
I think my goal with a lot of video games is like to experience as many adventures as I can. With
I'm sorry.
And like speedrunning to me is like I'm just playing the same adventure over and over, it's cool, and now I know everything about it. But after the 27,000th time, I don't know if I can.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I will say that like a lot of games, especially if you have a lot of variety of choices, that's one of the reasons why I like BioWare games, for example, because they do have a lot of little minute choices that affect the gameplay and the experience of playing the
yeah.
game. But that said, I probably end up playing exactly the same way every single fucking time.
Yeah.
But I get a lot more out of games that give me some kind of storyline reason to enjoy what I'm playing. What level do you gotta be on?
I went too high. I gotta go through.
You went too high, huh?
I'm high.
Sorry. I'd be teasing. Anyway.
I think I did.
Um,
Yes. No. What the heck? Where's the door? Is it? Maybe I didn't. Dang it. No, there it is.
this is our speed run.
Welcome to the sort of run. Free us. Oh, you should have died. Come on, really? 3 hits for you?
Yeah. But
Oh, hey, boys.
games that have more of an emphasis on story, that are about the experience that you have. Okay.
Gearbox is on
Level K.
Okay. Let me make sure where level K is. Can I get there from here?
It's the top one, it looks like.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. But I mean, that's one of the reasons why I enjoy visual novels, because it's less of an emphasis necessarily on the gameplay itself, but the experience that you have in the story.
Yeah.
And I was never the person who had like tight reflexes. Did you just get yourself
No.
trapped?
Yeah.
Okay, thank goodness. I was gonna say.
Help me.
Yeah. But I like games like this. I mean, the gameplay is interesting too, and it's definitely a good use of the engine. Although I am not fond of jump scare heavy games. This isn't super
It
bad,
definitely has.
and of course the more... Yeah.
Gear.
And that was a lot more evident on the first run when I was actually screaming every time one of those popped up.
Wow.
You just passed by
Oh,
one.
that was. Did I?
One of those gearboxes, I think?
I was there. Oh, you're right. God.
This one's empty.
Oh, remember that's the one we didn't check
Oh.
this on the first
Yeah.
one. We're like, oh, an extra. Nope. Just messing with you. Did we miss one back here?
Because there is a guy that has one. I think he's wandering in this area.
Yeah, you're right. I was looking for him. I guess he's further up ahead. There he is. What are
There
gonna
you
do
go.
with that? Is it a shield now? Too bad.
One down.
Is it a shiny?
Shine, shine.
Hmm.
Okay. I know we passed one on our first
There's one.
playthrough. And we went way too far looking for it, so I know there's one here.
Yes. So this is still technically the speedrun version of it, because now we technically know what we're doing. Quote unquote, know what we're doing.
Get wrecked.
Get wrecked, yo.
Oh, there's another.
Yeah, inky bitch.
I don't know why the frame rate drops sometimes. My computer's strong enough for this game. I don't understand. That was a lot easier.
There. Yes, now that we know what we're doing.
And try not to die on the
Oh, we're gonna have people yelling at us.
You're gonna what?
We're going to have people yelling at us when we start posting chapter
I know.
3.
So come on, don't just to be good at this. Hello.
Yeah, you have to go down the stairs. Oh,
Boys.
but I do like the lore heavy games like this, especially because there are minor differences, I think, depending on how you play and what arrangement of the puzzles you get,
Yeah.
like randomly generated as you're going through. And that's why, like, I'm glad that there's a huge community around this game, especially because I really want to support more independent games being made. Because AAA developers, they make fantastic games, but they're also designed to have as much appeal as possible. which means that you don't get the nitty-gritty details that you get in smaller games like this.
I was reading an article the other day that was talking about what was it? Andromeda, Mass Effect Andromeda, and
yes,
yeah, there's an interesting look at like they were talking about like the character models, the male versus the female, and it was like a feminist article saying like, why is the male character looks so pretty and looks like a real person and looks like the actor that they modeled him after, but the female character doesn't look like her at all. And like the theory was that like it was kind of an overreaching of like the like character design staff to not be offensive. They're like, we might get in trouble for making her too, pretty.
I saw that same article.
Yeah.
And I think it's quite frankly bullshit because I've seen BioWare's shenanigans in the past. They did not do it intentionally.
Well, I mean, I feel like they bring up an interesting point that like BioWare can make like beautiful women characters like based on like a particular actor or model. Like they've proved it in the past, but like maybe they fumbled the ball on this one. Like it's a theory, and of course BioWare is not. They'd be safe not to admit to that, but. So.
Oh, of course. Well, the thing is though, I have been playing BioWare games for many, many years, as my own channel can actually attest to. I've been Let's Playing their games. I've been going through Dragon Age and Mass Effect in particular. Well, both of those two in particular, rather. And they design the female characters to be as attractive as possible. There was actually, before the release of Mass Effect 3, they wanted to establish a canon femshep appearance. And they did this by having basically a popularity contest. And they put a whole bunch of pictures up that people would vote on, and people voted for what they thought was the prettiest female shepherd. There was no reason for it except for just appearance. So this was the only time that they had any kind of contest to decide the appearance of a character. And I heard that. Yeah, there we go. But they've done this, like, they angle their shots to do ass shots on the female characters constantly.
Yeah.
They do so much that's really just awful when it comes to the treatment of the female characters. And so I don't think that the modeling of the female characters in Andromeda was intentionally bad. I believe that the problem came in that they just had such a shitty development cycle.
That could have been it. Like,
it honestly was, because okay, I'm sorry, I hate to harp on this, but like I literally read about what they were doing was they were constantly having assets stolen. They were constantly that was close. Stolen by other departments. The instructions, like they even planned by the development period, when they started the development period, changed completely over the course of actually working on the assets for the game. They had many different departments that were constantly cannibalizing aspects of what they were working on, and they ended up having to work with, I think, an older engine, completely different from the one that they actually intended to put into the game initially. And then, like, every aspect of it got fumbled and rushed. There was so much pressure from EA on top to shove a game out instead of actually taking it serious. Yeah. So there was a lot of bullshit in the development cycle for that game, and I have no doubt that that is exactly what caused the female ones to be. Because again, I will also say that they also tend to operate on a male as default basis. That the male character is the default.
Yeah.
So I was surprised if that was also why there was some neglect on the female models.
Yeah.
And I really don't want to give them credit for something when I know that they've actually been screwing up pretty badly.
Well, to be fair, like I think the thesis of the argument wasn't like giving them credit. It was like basically saying, if you're trying to like appease people, you're going about it wrong.
Yeah, definitely. This is literally a complete misunderstanding of what it is that people are talking about by over-sexualizing female characters.
Like, how about instead, like, if the problem is, like, you have too many men on the design staff for a female character, put more women on that team? Like, let the ladies decide what they want their hero to look like?
Yeah, or like instead of trying to create attractive or unattractive female models, design characters. Just pick character traits and then go from there. Decide on what a character looks like based on what makes sense for their background. If this is a battle-hardened soldier, give them scars. If this is a person who's meant to be physically a tank, make them physically a tank.
Have like a Overwatch style loadout of characters, like way different looking.
Same.
Quite the efficient little errand boy.
Shut up, Alice. You jerk.
I mean, she is kind of a jerk. But okay. I love again our experience in this game. Well, you should probably deal with that.
He's not gonna catch me. I don't care. No, maybe he is. They're pretty fast.
Say that, but but yeah, I mean, I say this as someone who loves BioWare games, and I've played them, and I still love the stories, and I still love my experience with them, but I cannot give them all of the credit when it comes to being forward, or even accidental credit.
Yeah.
For I think that there's a lot of tokenism that does happen too.
So in this case, I guess the way you're seeing it is basically in the future, like, spend more time on the female model next time, BioWare. Like
actually pay attention to what you're doing and don't save it until the last fucking minute. Yeah. But we've got a long way to go when it comes to AAA developers. And that's, again, another reason why I'm really excited to see improvements in the indie scene.
I've got just the tool to make this even.
Thank you, Alice.
Ah, yes.
Let me X you. I'm not gonna say that one again. I think I said it last time. I caught myself mid-pun.
You see, this is how compulsory it is for us, guys. It's not something that we're doing consciously. We're not sitting here going, oh, let's make a pun. It's just, it literally happens by accident. Oh my god. By accident.
Oh my... Perfect.
I'm so sorry.
that was like a double entendre pun, because yeah, that was awesome. 'Cause it was accident and it had accent at.
All right. Well, now we're belaboring the point, but even so, I think we're cutting a little too close. I love how once again we're in this space where the scares are no longer scaring us.
Nope.
So we're talking about other video games, we're talking about puns.
We're making it fun.
Don't get me wrong, this is a well-designed game. And they did spook us several times over the course of playing it before.
Yeah. Yeah, so like you'll get the intense focus on the game itself version and the like have played it before Game Grump style, just messing around commentary version. That's what this one is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the...
I hear it. I heard it. Ah! I need somewhere to hide.
You're running... Oh, yeah.
Okay, he's not here. He's not in this area. He's down there in the hall.
Yeah. There's another one over there, too. But that's a spook.
Was that spooky? Spooky.
That will still legit creep me out.
That's home. Ah! This jerk.
Oh god, oh god.
I wasn't expecting that.
You should be destroying the Bendy cutout, by the way, I
that's
think.
yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. We're focusing on speedrunning.
Yep.
So there are a couple that were back there, I think, as you made your way through this room. Yeah.
Bendy. Bendy. Nope. Okay, there's one.
I mean, I'm sure that they'll let us know. There's one.
I think we. Oh yeah, there was one behind the elevator. I remember that one. Yeah,
There it was. I do still like a lot of elements to all of this.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, of course it would piss off Bendy if you're destroying his cutouts.
Yep.
No, not my idols.
Mm-hmm. But even so. There's one.
Yes. There we go.
A few more on the other side there, I think.
There's Boris's.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I misread the ink figures. But, I mean, yeah, no, I like I said, that we're moving a lot more forward with AAA developers too. They're starting to see that there is, in fact, a market for being more diverse in their representation. We're seeing a lot of games that previously actually, or developers anyway, that have previously been very focused on one type of game.
Yeah.
One on you, behind you now. There's a cutout behind you here.
Cool.
Don't ignore it. That are actually including more diverse characters and even storylines.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to see the push for that too. But I think that a lot of that has come from the pressure from independent games.
Yeah.
That have actually made it more viable to do that. They've shown that there is not just a market for it, but that they could actually take the center stage. I think Undertale is an example of that, a completely indie developed game that managed to
Didn't have all
hit on the nose
That just had
and
passionate
make up
people
money.
working on it.
It was like 2 people.
Yep.
2 people made the entire game. Yeah, and then just remember to be ready as soon as you finish destroying the cutouts.
Okay. Missing any?
I think there's a couple
There's
more.
gotta be some. There's one. Okay.
Yeah.
When I do that,
Yeah, we're.
if I were you.
I would hide if I were you. Okay. I'm glad that they gave you a little bit more space with that, but
Yeah. There he is.
so this would have been like the run for cover period, just in case you needed it. I still love that you instinctively jumped for this during the main gameplay. This is actually kind of interesting to see, though, just to get a good look at him
Yeah.
as this character, because obviously this is not the animated figure that we saw before. This is very clearly something like what Alice is dealing with.
Yeah.
And I think that this looks like a person that is being manipulated by something else.
Yeah. Inky.
So I think the ink itself, outside of its hive mind, is actually physically controlling the bodies that it's kind of possessing.
I'm wondering, if the ink is is it supposed to be just the consciousness of the animated characters coming to life? Like that's the manifestation of the belief in these characters. Like they've taken on a form of their own in the form of this ink stuff, and now they're trying to possess their creators and, voice actors and whatnot.
I don't know.
No Bendy.
It's
No
still-
Bendy. Oh, crap.
Oh, shit!
It looks fine. I got to do all this again? Or am I okay?
So there's a speed run.
There.
That's a speed
That's
run.
it.
Um,
I gotta.
although that could have been done a lot more scary, to be quite honest.
Yeah. Did I?
Being pursued, I mean, it was creepy, but
Yeah.
maybe you can only spend so much time in those things?
No,
Or did you accidentally?
No, I got out, but I thought it was clear enough.
I was still hearing the heartbeat,
Okay.
so I was confused too.
Well, that's actually
He was lingering.
That's actually a quicker way to do the speed run. Just get killed by Bendy, and he'll send you back to that door. Like, it kind of helped me out.
I mean, did actually?
It says go back to level 9.
You still have? Oh,
So I guess I.
well, there you
Yeah.
go.
So for speedrunners, just let Bendy kill you. It's quicker.
I guess, yeah, because you still got the credit for it.
Yep.
Again, there could have been ways to make that scarier. I mean, again, this is my sitting here as a fucking non-programmer and non-coder and all of that fun stuff, but I realize that the pursuit from Bendy is meant to be like the main crux of what's scary here.
Yeah. Like,
But I
you're
see.
thinking something more graphic in the way that he like takes you down, like maybe him grabbing your face and making you look at him as he does something kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the last.
I mean, I
of
don't
Us
mean
or
like
something.
forcing it super in your face.
Okay.
But yeah, something like something where you actually do see a little bit of a cutscene indicating why it's horrifying to be caught by him,
I can.
more than just insta black
Yeah, I
screen.
agree on that front. A little bit more showmanship in the deaths would, especially with like
Make
the
it-
big characters like Bendy.
It would make it more more of an aversion if you get something that makes you not want to die. Versus in this case, there's actually incentive to do it because
Is it quick?
you
black
yeah
screen?
it made it faster. This one spawning.
You heard it?
There's one spawning on the bridge.
No, it's just an
I
ink.
saw it. I thought, oh,
Drip, drip. All right, now I gotta fight these guys. I think. Oh, I gotta put my axe in there.
Wretches have wandered my halls, have gone
Yeah,
unchecked. Drag me back to the darkness. Hurry to one by one, smash them into puddles, kill them.
try to spawn some of them first.
Huh?
I was gonna say try to spawn some of the other smaller ones.
Although I think they only spawn if I go too far, right? I just want to stay on the stairs.
I can understand that, but they're probably going to eventually spawn anyway. That's my concern.
Head.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, be careful about letting them gang up on you. You got one that's gonna be coming soon.
Got it. Okay.
There we go.
That's a tactic. Just circle them. All right, I'm.
Circle strafe. This is actually horrifying.
Ah.
So this time we actually have the tactic to be able to fucking defeat them.
Yeah.
I remember this giving us so much more trouble before.
That was a lot better.
Oh. Is there more? Oh.
And then she's gonna tease me with a Tommy gun.
I like the silence, don't you? Oh, I hate leaving work unfinished. Fortunately, I have you to pick up the pieces, but you'll have to go even deeper. Down, down, down into the abyss.
That's always great.
Take the lift down. Say hello to an old friend.
Mm-hmm.
Sending you a little present. A little firepower. Take good care of it. It belonged to someone very special.
Also, for those watching and wondering if like it looks a little different this playthrough, I turned the motion blur off, so it's not all blurry when I move the camera.
Uh-huh.
Like it's automatically selected to be on, and I prefer it off.
Yeah.
Oh well. Better luck next time.
I love how there's some default settings that end up making the game even more of a headache to deal with.
Like, it seems to be a trend in some modern gaming. Uncharted 4 did it, and originally they didn't have an option. I think that's... Yeah, I think they originally didn't have the option to turn it off, but they added it later, and it's so nice.
Yeah, I even remember, like, having to go through with certain games. I think you have to go up to where the elevator is.
Is that it? Okay, here. No, there, okay.
Oh, there it is.
For a while it was stuck, but, down.
Yeah. So I think... So yeah, I think 14 probably. You can always, like, hit the thing and have it tell you where you need to go.
No. Oh, never mind. It's the, it was the one in, like, one of the halls. But, or no, maybe? I don't know.
No, it said use the lift. Oh god.
This guy.
This...
Cameraman.
The
projection.
collecting the bits and pieces.
There he is. The projectionist. Skulking in the darkness. Be sure to stay out of his light.
Like, we avoided him perfectly last time, so even if we do get caught this time, I'm kind of curious as to how that plays out. I don't want to get caught, but it's not so scary this time since I've already outsmarted him the first time.
Oh.
That's not good. He doesn't like sounds. He's a coming. He's a coming.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's going away.
I'm curious to see what would happen if I did this.
It'll be fine.
He's coming this way.
There's no way for him to get up on this side. Yeah. I'll just hide the elevator till the music. No, I won't until the music's done. All right.
I mean,
he's done. Dun, 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 dun. Now we know. So he has an aversion, or he's very sensitive hearing, just like those weird bell head things on in BioShock Infinite. No sight, but well, he does have sight. Yeah. So, super sight, super hearing. But at least this guy won't summon a lot of little monsters to come get you.
Although I don't think that we're going to be seeing any kind of special thing with it anyway.
Nah.
Like, given that the Bendy death doesn't really do much.
Yeah.
That would be the one that I would expect to have a big flashy death.
Yeah. At least Bendy doesn't seem to show up in this area.
Flashy death with a projectionist. Whoops. I'm sorry. I told you it's an accident. Oh shit. Just gotta go through and find all those little organs. Whatever it is that should be.
Nice transition game.
Whoopsie.
Didn't even show the animation.
Nice. You just teleported inside.
Yep.
I think you're fine.
So
There he is.
around, so.
Oh. That's one of the things that I do like about the design here is that the projectors actually do manage to catch you off guard with that.
Yeah. Got it.
'Cause it looks constantly like there's a flickering light.
I think he might be coming down this way. Yep.
Yep. So this is actually pretty intense.
Nothing there.
I'm not really all that interested in having us catch us, to be quite honest. There's one there.
See,
Are they all just hearts?
yeah, they're all hearts.
Oh, that's what she's been pulling out of the boluses. Because they're all the chest cavities. So something spawns from these things every time they spawn, where it creates this heart.
I'm also playing. Last time I played with mouse and keyboard. This time I'm trying it with a controller. So movements might look a little bit different as well.
All right. Yeah. We spend a lot of time hiding in these games that we play.
Yep. Which way you go?
Although, once again, if we get caught and we just respawn, we've already cleared the level, so... Do we want to see what happens? Or I'm not sure that I want to risk necessarily having to redo it all, but... Given that last time it would just give us the flag and then respawned us.
I'm good. We made it.
Yeah, I'm good with, just moving on.
Keeping my heart at a regular rate right now. I'm fine.
Yeah. Why do we keep playing these games if this is such a problem for us? Let's play spooky, scary games. Why?
Yeah, get your bedpans and your depends ready. Time for another spooky game.
I do, and I do love the fact that... Oh, poor Boris. That people have been loving our Let's Plays and enjoying, like, I guess, how chill we are.
Yeah.
As a good combination, I suppose. Scary games with chill people.
Yeah. Chill out with some spooks.
I'm sure there are plenty of people out there that are happy to scream. I'm pretty content with just screaming.
Yeah. Like when
I still scream.
When it calls for it, when a game catches me, yeah, I'll
Oh,
freak
yeah.
out. But...
Reach the end of my to-do list, my little errand boy.
Is that so?
I hope you enjoyed our time together.
Yeah, yeah, very much.
Always treasure it. Return to the lift.
You return to the lift.
Okay.
To go home.
I think it is too. Alright, did we get anything different out of this?
Have you
I
ever
think so.
wondered what heaven is like?
Hi,
I
Boris.
like to dream that it's quite beautiful. A soft valley of green
This
grass.
is playing out pretty identically.
Yeah,
Although maybe we'll see how it is in the end.
I don't think I'll ever get to see.
like, it could just be that it was a
Are you
one-room
ready to
difference.
ascend, my little errand boy?
And you get a different input, yeah.
Like, I guess there was like a tape recorder that we didn't see last time.
Yeah. In the talk about beliefs. Which actually does shed interesting light. You gonna kill us? I was kind of hoping.
I know who you are, and I know why you're here. You will not stop what needs to be done. Now come down and bring me back my forest! It's the most perfect forest I've ever seen, and I want it! I need it inside, so I can be
I wonder, because there are a lot of different Borises that have spawned, but I wonder if this is the one that actually claims the original person that was the inspiration behind the
Yeah,
Boris.
who knows?
Because there was, like, I think, a character named Wally or something like that.
What if it's also your
Who was the...
Henry mentioned earlier, like in the first game?
Joey.
Is that who it was?
Well, Joey was also the creator of the series, and I'm pretty sure that, Oh.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Oh, okay. It is the same thing.
Nice illusion of choice there, chapter 3.
No. Okay.
Like,
So
it
that
gave
was...
me another achievement. but it like
Okay.
that's about it.
All right. That kind of thing I don't like,
Yeah.
where they give you the illusion of choice and they don't actually do anything that's actually different.
Yeah.
Even so, this has been, I mean, an interesting discussion, I'll say that.
Yep.
This could be like an alternate, something like that.
Fun run.
So for those of you who want to just listen to us sit here and shoot the shit.
Talking about speed runs and stuff and game design.
Game design, video games, some of our opinions about what we enjoy in video games. None of this is, I mean, it's still interesting to explore this and to kind of come back to it after having finished it. But, yeah, I don't like it when games do this, where they give you the illusion of choice, but it never actually changes anything.
Yeah.
So,
Or, like,
this is all interesting stuff. I mean, we did learn a little teensy bit different, but it really didn't change
yeah,
much.
like I got an achievement for another like hour or so of gameplay. I guess that's cool, but yeah.
That's kind of frustrating. I mean, I also understand the limitations of development and coding and programming and all of that stuff. I understand that it's really hard to include choices and have something turn out much more
I
diverse.
feel like maybe a better
But
way to have done that would be so whatever path you choose, do a little bit extra, maybe like 20 minutes of extra Easter egg stuff to unlock the other room during whichever playthrough you go with.
and maybe a different cutscene in the end.
Yeah.
I realize again the programming for that could be difficult, but having something play out even slightly differently, depending on what your choice is, or having the gameplay itself play out differently depending on your choices. Like if you choose the demon
Well,
path,
that's something. I
have
remember seeing that. So that, I mean, I guess that's also a little bit different.
I guess. I guess that works. I guess. But like maybe having like Alice be nastier to you because you chose the demon path instead.
Yeah.
That would have been, I don't know, like little subtle differences that I don't think would have been necessarily too hard to implement. But anyway, so that was Bendy Chapter 3. Again, the demon path.
Yep.
And once again, we're going to be playing through Chapter 4 when that comes
Yeah,
out.
do we have like any kind of release date on that? Or just whenever they're done?
I think yeah, whenever they're done on that. No release date officially, I don't think. Anyway, thank you for joining us again, guys.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time when 4 comes out.
Mhm.
Bye-bye.
Bye.